I spend half my year plus in Texas. And I spend when I'm in Texas, I'm explaining the East Coast to Texas and vice versa. And when I'm on the East Coast, all my friends hate Texas politics. And they'll say, what I hate about Texans is they don't have any principles. And I go, oh no, they have principles. They have very clear principles and they act upon them, I would argue, more so than people like in Virginia do.
But
Right.
that's the whole thing is subjective. Like when people say they really respect Elon Musk's character, he's been through a lot, he has good principles, it means that they match theirs. But it also means that they approve of his personality, but they're not saying that. I think I think there's no objective. I mean, I don't think there's no objective measures here on the planet of anything that has to do with being a person, as far as I can tell.
So interesting. I've never thought about this difference, but like
Yeah,
he can be a man of good character, but have just a terrible personality.
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. He can. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And where I mean, I've met them in my career where they are, you know, when it's a very important issue, I have absolute confidence that they will make the decision that I think is right. How to define that. But they go around like a bull in a china shop, making unnecessary enemies and distancing potentially valuable allies for no good reason other than that they just walk around grouchy.
So do you think
Well,
that people do differentiate personality from character? That's what I'm getting. You think
I
they
Yes,
think
do?
so.
I think they
Okay.
do.
So
I
I'm
think
I'm wrong
so.
on this. Yeah.
And I also think no one's, I mean, maybe they're, just predisposed to grouchy, but what I was realizing when I was like, oh, but they can have a terrible personality, that's also subjective. And it is like taking an ecological lens to what's, you know, contributed to their personality. That personality might be a saving grace for that person in another context.
Exactly.
Right.
There's probably a very good reason
Right.
why
And
that personality has developed the way they did.
It has definitely served them because they have survived. And
that,
so
that's right.
does
And
it serve does it serve the new situation? Yeah.
right. And, I was also realizing when I was like, oh, those, but it doesn't leave a lot of room for neurodivergence either, I think, or like someone,
Yes. Yes.
right? What might be a peculiar, or why are they doing that? It's like, I don't know. Maybe we should use I statements. This
Yeah. Maybe we should. In
I don't
politics,
I
wouldn't
don't
that be amazing?
I don't vibe with his personality.
Mm,
Yeah.
I don't
My experience is that I don't want to be in the same room with this person.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, but then also this is where like um I try to pathologize everything. And so, sometimes my therapist will be like, maybe he just sucks.
yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
But that's an interesting question. I had an argument with my ex-husband a couple days ago about this. He is very much on the line of like some people are just bad. Like they're just like bad apples. And I'm like, no, there's always a little bit of good and they've been through a lot and they're just broken, but maybe they could be fixed. And he's like, you know what? You get to say that like Hitler was bad, you know? I
Right,
mean,
right.
right? And and I think there's something important to that sort of desire to constantly say, no, everyone could be saved. I have that. I have that desire. And maybe that's a
Yes,
problem.
you do. Yes, you do. I,
Maybe
I
that's not totally true or helpful. I don't know.
was observed correctly, I think. Yes, yes.
Yeah. I mean, for me, when I hear the word saved, I think healed, like, oh, everybody has the potential to heal. And sometimes they don't, depending on the environment or, genetics, or or there are variations of healing that might not meet the standard where we want to be in relationship with them. Um, yeah,
Yeah, it's tough being a human, it's a tough life. It's very trivial, I know, but
it
it
is a tough
but
life.
it is. And uh, you know, it's a constant I think it's extremely nuanced
Hmm.
and difficult to learn appropriately. So we're all going through these experiences. You know, the Christian nationalists have gone through experiences. Elon Musk has gone through experiences.
Yeah. Yeah.
DEI extremists have gone through experiences.
Yeah.
And it seems almost impossible in real time to know that you're learning appropriately and you're growing appropriately, particularly because everything is so subjective,
Yeah.
as
And I
are the
think
goals.
like probably 90% of us
Yes.
are learning inappropriately, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
and so then I think like the key is, can we create the conditions that are safe enough to admit, oh, I have more learning to do,
Exactly. Yes.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And the reason that so this is where the hope's going to come back, you guys. So
And the light's going to go on.
the light's going to go on. No, no, still not going to. The reason that we could ever even dream of getting to a place where we could offer people a world in which they could recover and learn appropriately is because there's a part of us, in the three of us, but also in most people, I believe, that thinks that we could do better.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
that's like the kernel of like the laughter with your friend when you're going through all this as a kid, right? That's the
Yeah.
kernel of what saves us all.
I went to a Catholic university in the district, and we had to take mandatory religion courses. I was a junior transfer, but I still had to take the courses. And Religion 101, we had to read four, I think, great essays or books about religion. One of them was Freud's, whatever that is. Another one was by this sociologist, whatever his name was. But that was my favorite book because he talked about the proofs of God, which is really a way of saying the proof that this all has meaning. And
Yeah.
and he said the fact that we laugh. He said laughter is a proof of meaning slash God. And I've
Oh,
always carried that because I think it's a very it encourages us to continue, which I think is an objective goodness, although I'm sure someone could argue that.
that's beautiful.
I think it's, yeah.
Yeah.